Hello everyone, welcome back to MTG Arena, and we'll just get started right away. Hopefully you guys are doing well, and we can just get started with these things. So last we checked off, well, I've been done doing some playing a bit, and we've got some a few new decks here. This is one of the decks I earned by just playing throughout the day, and then the next day we get a new deck. They might be doing this every single day for I don't know how many decks, but I've always built a blue-red spells deck and also a sort of blue-white life gain deck. And we can just look at it here. Let's do the deck change layout. So I wanted to get started on moving towards I want to build a Divine Visitation deck with the Dawn of Hope as well. So I wanted to build my way towards that blue-white control. And because I was previously a player in the beta or the closed beta, we get the alternate art for Teferi, also for Ralzeric and for Vraska, and so that's also in here. So there's a bit of life gain here for 4 Daybreak Chaplains, the Leonin War Leader. This is basically just pieces of the skeleton from the mono white deck, and then just upgraded it. Also decided to get put in some change for that Fountain of Renewal. Just getting that life gain every single turn is pretty good with the Dawn of Hope. So that's just the quick right here. I have 0 check lands or shock lands, which is the glacial. Well, for blue white, there's no Hallowed Fountain yet, and that's the one you take 2 damage to have it come in untapped. But I don't have any glacial fortresses yet, so we'll have to work our way towards that. The other deck is blue-red spells deck, so trying to get that is it counter burn thing, but we have nothing of the sort of towards that. We do have that alternate Ral, is it Viceroy, and no Silver Falls, no anything else basically. But it's pretty bad. We have the Healing Phoenix from that the deck we earned from Chaos Mayhem. But anyways, let's look at our quests and let's see what we can do from there. So one of our quests is attack with 30 creatures. And then another quest is cast 20 red or black spells. So I could go ahead and our big quest to get the next kind of reward is the cast 40 green or white spells. So perhaps we can get to something that's, let's say, so mono green, so we can get maximize our quests per match, basically. And I'm go ahead and just get that Chaos and Mayhem and just start playing for the first 2 quests that I pointed out. But we do want to get some more sort of just like plays in with that deck just to see how it does and see if it's any kind of viable for the current standard. And so we have here our opponent, Tefen Church. I do not know. Let's see here. Okay. So this is sort of the build that it's doing. It's sort of sacrifice a little bit of shock, a little bit of burn damage, but then also some synergy between sacrificing creatures and other creatures benefiting from that as well. This seems like a decent hand. If we get to 1 more mana, we can cast either of these 3 drops. So let's keep that. We can also play this mountain, lead off with the mountain, and then play the shock if they decide to play a creature on turn 1 as well. Then turn 2 we can follow up with that Doom Dissenter. Ooh, good Phoenix right there. Let's pass the turn. Opponent's also playing red, and so another is just an Izzet deck. We've been getting a lot of that. Let's save the shocks in hand. We don't want to just shock him in the face for anything like that. Well, no land so far, so things might be in trouble for us. But we do have this Doom Dissenter that when it dies, okay, it's a 2/2 black zombie. Oh, jeez. Let's just take the action. Let's take 4 damage. I'm not too worried about it. And we are in the Fritz, so let's attack. And we'll end the turn here. And hopefully they're just not going to risk factor us to death. Okay, so that's a good target for our shock right here. So they're going to end the turn. Let's just stop that just to remind us. Okay, they're going to skip their attack, and they're going to end of the turn, so let's just shock their Izzet Guild Mage. If they want to counter that, that's fine, you know, we've got other spells that we can have. Alright, so let's draw our land. Oh, it's tapping that too. Let's just go ahead and keep attacking. And and they're just sort of, I think they're on a full control mode, or they have something that could play in hand. So that's why. Oh, we Dragonauts, and let's murder that as well. Attack, end of combat. My turn. Let's go ahead and we could get this Ravenous Harpy out, but this wee Dragonauts could overpower us really quickly with the instants and sorceries. But he only has 3, so I'm not sure how much he's. Well, I mean, he's gonna be playing a lot in his deck, or the opponent's gonna be playing a lot in their deck. But let's just go to combat and attack in. If he decides to block, we can just shock it and then kill it. Okay, so they're going to go for that. Let's go damage, and then let's go ahead and shock that wee Dragonaut to death, just so we don't have to deal with it, and we can always active treason on something else, like a Crackling Drake that we can't kill, or murder on those with 4 toughness, so those are going to be a lot harder to kill. Risk factor, let's not. So they're not really taking any kind of I guess incentive or like aggression towards us, so we're not really concerned about them taking too much damage. So let's see here, let's just go ahead and attack them, and they did it on their main phase, so that means they're desperate to draw cards. So there's a very, very fine line between when to pay for the life forfeit risk factor and when not to. Okay, so for those of you who don't know what risk factor is, target opponent may have a risk factor to deal 4 damage to them. So it's like a Punisher card. Like if you played before, it's Browbeat. It does any player may have them deal 5 damage to themselves. Otherwise, you draw 3 cards. But that's 4 damage, so it's not that too much of a downside. But it's instant speed first off, but it's also jump start. So you get to cast it twice. So you have this Boral Bash Ogre, and that's pretty decent. This Goblin Trashmaster is pretty ridiculous here. But let's get in combat for 2, because we don't have any haste things. So we just keep bashing it for damage, and I kind of want to not draw out this counter spell for this Phoenix, because I want this to stick. So I'll play this Brawl Bash Ogre, because they probably have an Assassin Scatter and in hand somewhere. But anyways, so what this does is whenever this attacks, you may sacrifice another creature. If it does, Brawl Bash Ogre gets +2/+2 and end of turn. Okay, so here's another payoff for that Goblin Trashmaster, and this is good for the Phoenix here. It's a good block for the wee Dragonauts, and I'm just going to go ahead and play it here, and then just go in with the Brawl Bash Ogre. Let's decline that. We want to keep our zombie around. So this is here, I'm worried they could actually go off and kill me, but Viceroy is not going to do that. They have to draw, or they deal damage to us, but you know, they're out of mana, so they can't really draw very well. I mean, they can get 2 cards, but it's like the best of the top 2. Discarding a League Guild Mage as well. But anything, I can actually just Dragon Skull Summit. Pretty good. Oof. So I'm not sure if I'm concerned about the route. Is it Viceroy here? What I could do is steal their wee Dragonauts and then sacrifice it, so that I get +2/+2. So that's gonna be 5. 5, 9. That's gonna be exactly enough damage right here. So steal that wee Dragonaut, and then go all attack at them. I don't care about Izzet, so I'm going to sacrifice their own wee Dragonaut so they don't get it back, basically. And we'll get exactly enough damage to destroy them for lethal. So that's the first win of the game. That's pretty nice right here. And we actually went a very competitive deck, or not very competitive, probably a tier 2, tier 3 deck. But we did it. And so we'll just play until we complete all of our quests here. And so Chaos and Mayhem once again. cast 20 red or black spells, and then attack with 40 creatures. That's quite a lot, you know. In the grand scheme of things, it may seem like it's a little bit, but when you start playing each game, it's like, oh, I only attack with this creature like 3 times and they're dead, you know. Okay, so this is a very, very, very slow start, but we do have 2 creatures that we can pay off, especially with this Ravenous Harpy. We get to turn 3. Gravewalker is great. Grave Waker. It's alright. A little bit mana intensive, but maybe we can just get to that eventually. They've mulliganed to 6 as well, so we might be okay with keeping this hand a little bit. We're not punished too much for it. So they're on the play. We're playing against Dart Runner, another red deck. Okay, so we got to 3 mana, so we're okay. Hopefully we can keep going. Oh, okay. Seems like a red burn deck. Okay, so they're going to do 2 damage to us, and we'll just be... I'm not sure. So what we could do is, if we don't care about getting over to Ravenous Harpy on turn 3, I'm going to play this Mountain out and actually play this Goblin Instigator and just block any attacks they do. So basically we're trading half a card for 1 of their card, but they also use half of their card on our life total. So it's whatever. And we just stall them, took them off a turn, and that's great for us. We also drew another Mountain. If we wanted to, we could play the Ravenous Harpy. However, I want to save my Ravenous Harpy from dying the turn it's played. So go ahead and lead off with the Cinder Barons and play the Swab Goblin. Go ahead and attack in. Do I mind trading the Swab Goblin for this here? And I guess that's fine. I'll just go ahead and attack. And they said they want to trade in it and block. And that's fine for me as well. Great. Trade half a card for that. Oh, if they were going to kill this... Oh, that would be terrible for them. Lightning Strike. This 2/2. Okay. That's 3 damage. That's not going to our face, so that's really, really great. Oh, okay. It looks like it might be that mono red deck, the starter deck that we got. So we'll leave this 1/1 back here, and then we'll also play this Ravenous Harpy. I could... Next turn I could Ravenous Harpy. Well, I would love to do this, active treason and sacrifice the Blood Divination. But I'm probably going to only be able to do the Ravenous Harpy and active treason and steal it, the Pyromantic Pilgrim. So I'm going to just no attack right here. Hopefully they don't have a shock for me. If anything, I can just sacrifice this and then let them be attacked for a turn. Because I can just active treason. I don't mind taking 3. So go ahead, block here. And okay, so if I sacrifice this and then they kill it in response, so I'm gonna be in trouble. So I'm just go ahead and let the damage happen actually. So that's not too much of a problem. Demanding Dragon. Okay. Let us decline. So what we're going to do is oh, that's gonna be great. Okay. Active treason, the Demanding Dragon. Combat. Attack. Gets in for that damage and then sacrifice their Demanding Dragon. Oh, you played a 5-drop 5/5 for flying? Oh, too bad. It's gonna get eaten up. So just a 4/2. That's not too threatening here. Go ahead and play this Swab Goblin, and then attack in for attack in for 2. So damage them. And I could play this Blood Divination and sacrifice this and draw 3 cards, but I'm going to be just taking 6 for a turn. I'm going to go ahead and try to just block with it and let it die. there's no chance I'm getting another active trees anytime soon. And if they're going to stay back and not attack me, then that's great for me. Oh, that's bloody good. So Gravedigger, oh, that's pretty great. Okay, so here's a little bit of a combo. I have Gravedigger in this right here, and then we can just dig out this Goblin Instigator, and that will get us 2 more creatures, and then we can sacrifice them to the Ravenous Harpy as well. So let's actually go to combat first, and if they want to kill us, that's fine. They're going to block here. That's great. Yeah, I'll let them trade. I don't mind taking the 40 off the board rather than just pumping up my flyer. So what I'm going to do is play this Gravedigger. I know I want to play the Gravewalker, but this is more prudent right now, just because they have haste creatures. They have creatures that can like the Banding Dragon. We have to sacrifice a creature, or we'll take 5 damage. And that's a lot of damage. That's a quarter of your life totals, and you don't want that to happen too often. Just like Risk Factor. That's see, like that. Just like that. Jeez. Okay, so another swamp, and I'm going to just go ahead and attack in with everything but 1. And let's see how they block, you know. Because I don't mind sacrificing another one just to kill the 2/2. Okay, that's great. Damage happens, so they can trade off that 3/1 for this 2/2. Okay, so this Graveyard is going to die regardless, so I'm going to go ahead and sacrifice it. And just getting that extra chip of damage. And we'll just follow up with the Gravewaker. I keep saying Gravewalker. And this would be able to kill that pretty easily. And they have been defeated. So I feel like a lot of the other streamers that are playing MTG Arena right now are playing all these, like, because they've bought all their gems and stuff, and so they have plenty of copies of cards in order to get all the cards they need to play, to stream and record. But we are building everything back from scratch from what we lost before the open beta. And so one more game should do this, finish this up, and then we can go on to playing a different deck, you know. There was that green-white deck, and maybe I'll the green-white ores deck, and perhaps I'll show that off to you as well, to you all as well. Okay, so opponent goes first. We've gone second all 3 of these games, and 1 more lands would actually make this deck pretty great. So let's go ahead and keep this. Ooh, a white deck. Finally, a different one. Let's go ahead and play this Dragon Skull Summon out. No reason not to, just because we would love to have access to both the dual land colors. Ooh, that might be a problem. Perhaps I'll bring out this Doom Dissenter. Mono right, it seems. Oh, jeez. Okay. So that's. Oh, jeez. They didn't want to attack, even though. Well, I'm going to get the most for my mana right here, and then I'll go ahead and block the Blade Instructor, so I'm not going to attack. So I'm gonna attack. I'll get to get a 2/2 out as well. So I wonder what they are doing. It seems like this player got some to a sealed. They got a sealed done, and then they got some extra cards from that sealed, and they're playing this in the deck. But maybe they're just making a mono white list. I'm not really sure. So I can play 2 drops, or I can play a 4-drop, and I'm very well on my way to the Gravewake So I can go ahead and play this here, and I believe I'll just attack in the air for a bit, just because I'm not really doing anything with a Ravenous Harpy, and I can just keep chipping in the air for a bit. I may not be able to sacrifice any of these, but the Resembling Skeleton and the Ravenous Harpy are a great combo work together, because this can keep coming back from the graveyard, and then we can just keep pumping this up by sacrificing over and over again. So that's great. And if they want to attack, I can. Ooh, that I don't know what this player is doing. They should have put this onto this creature right here, so then this doesn't get to attack or block. Mentor on this, obviously, and it has first strike, so that's a problem. So I'm just gonna go ahead and going to block a lot of the damage here. Okay, I guess I'll block most of the damage by doing this here. So I'll go ahead and, yeah, I'll choose to block like this. It'll kill that the 3/1, which is sort of a problem, but I get a 2/2 to leave behind, so it's not too. Oh, that's actually great. So the Sunhome Stalwart right here untaps it. I can get a this Ravenous Harpy to be pumped up, hit them, and then I can sacrifice it at the end to. So yeah, that's my plan right here. I'm going to active treason this Sunhome Stalwart. I'm going to attack with these two and the zombie. You know, just because if they want to block the zombie, then they can trade creatures. I'm going to put the 1/1 counter on the Ravenous Harpy. I could have put it on the 2/2. First strike damage. So damage. Then I'm going to sacrifice their Sunhome Stalwart, so they don't get any additional 1/1 counters on their attacking creatures. And that will end the turn. I can also instant speed, sacrifice this Doom Center, and then get a 2/2 zombie out of the. So this can't be used anything right now, right? So I can sacrifice it, put 1/1 counter on here, and then get a 2/2, and then block one of their knights right here. So that's a pretty great combo right there. And this Healer's Hawk is not doing them too much. So they should have put this Luminous on this right here. Okay, so they're just gonna play everything they've got, and that's going to sacrifice this creature, and then I'll go ahead and block right here, minimize damage, and take out one of their own creatures. Ooh, very nice. So I think I'm going to go ahead and play the Rekindling Phoenix right here, because I can just block the Blade Instructor. But I'll go ahead and attack, take the damage, and end the turn. I'll have this 1 mana to sacrifice a zombie and block it. Ooh, okay. And also, I think they're dead here. You know, I mean, they have flyers, so they're not necessarily dead yet. So I don't need to sacrifice the zombie yet. I'm just gonna leave that as an additional body. Oh, very nice, very nice. I'm going to go ahead and play this out. And attacking with the Phoenix and the Harpy, so I can just sacrifice this, make another 2/2. Oh man, they are in trouble. Now, if I actually played my, I could. Let's see here. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. So I mean, I could theoretically almost kill him right there. So damage. Let's go ahead and end the turn here, because I can instant speed sacrifice that, and I'll bring back my Resembling Skeleton as well. So attack here. The game. So I can take that 3 damage, and they're going to surrender, and I wish I could have attacked and cast some more spells. But, so I feel like that in these kind of matches, especially the quest system that's going on in MTG Arena right now. I would like to play it out, and let players achieve their quests, because I'm trying to complete the quest too. So if we play the entire thing out, let them attack, they can get their quests done as well. And I believe I would play all the games out regardless, and I hope that I would like the other players to do that too. But we can't always get what we want. So let us get to the next one here. But first off, let's open this pack that we just got. Alright, so we've got a Boris Guildgate, very nice. Some of these never happened, or Kappa. This is a great limited card if you're playing Draft or Sealed, by the way. I mean, 1 3 for 2, that's fine. But then having the ability for only 3 mana to make something unblockable, that's great. Pilver, yep, great synergy if you're trying, and Hand Disruption right there. Golgari, Find Broker, another great limited card, and let's see this rare. Swift Blade Vindicator. Not too bad. What we can do with that one is we just pump it up, and it's just insane once it's been packed up with all these auras, enchantments, and equipments, and like that. So let's start with Auras of Majesty. Yeah, and especially in an Auras deck like this, they can just get so much value out of it, and then just win the game. I kind of just want to try to build a deck around it with hexproof, with the that aura. The blue aura 3 mana that gives hexproof. So our opponent goes first, obviously. So this is a pretty slow hand. I'm not sure about the 2 drops and 3 drops in this deck. So I'm going to go ahead and keep it just because we have 3 mana. We can get to that. I'll lead off with the Seda Enchanter, and then we'll get to the Luminous Bonds. Just negate anything they're trying to play, basically. Okay, so let's lead off with this Plains. So we are playing against Vin, and he looks like he is playing the mono white, the original mono white one, not the Mentor one. Oh, we have a History of Benalia. That's insane. Okay, so we can take 6 damage for this. I want to get this out. Please don't kill this creature, and I would draw so many cards. Just play History of Benalia, get the 2/2 whites. Obviously I'm not going to block here, but they're going to follow up with something. They're not going to follow up with anything. Are they crazy or what? So I could play Howlmancer's Cage, and then, but let's just play this History of Benalia and get some value out of it right here. Get a 2/2, then I can block the I'll go ahead and attack as well. I mean, I don't think white has any flash except for, I mean, in the Shadows of Innistrad set with that Avacyn, but there's no Avacyn in the set, so I don't think there are any flash creatures, so I don't mind blocking right here. It's a lot of damage. Sure, I mean, it sort of takes out half a card and takes out one of their battle tricks, combat tricks. However, we could just play this and just not worry about it ever again. And so we're catching up. Okay, and so the 5-drop for the mono white starter one, I think they have that 3/4 life gainer one. Oh, so they have a Sarah Angel. However, we have this Howlmancer's Cage. Oh, drawing 2 cards a turn would be lovely. Let's exile that Sarah Angel, and let's go in for the attack. Okay, and we'll pass the turn. Looks like we're being very, very successful with our deck so far. So, Okay, so we've got another Harriman's Cage for that one as well. So we'll go ahead and cast this one. Oh, I could have gone another. Well, okay, we won't. We punted once, and so we'll just act like we didn't punt. So we'll just play the second Satan Enchanter as if we drew it. Alright, so Loxodon Line Breaker. So that's a little bit okay. That's totally fine. Play this. And let's finish the game with this Prodigious Growth just on this. And 2 cards a turn. Giving that trample, and that will win us the game. Very nice, very nice. Okay, so claim that prize and casts 40 more green and white spells, or casts 20 green or blue spells. So let's go ahead and keep playing this. Let's explore this deck a little bit more than just looking at it. Oh. Okay, so this seems to be a very terrible hand. We've got these enchantments and auras that we have no targets on, and so we will mulligan this. This seems a little bit better with if we just draw into a white source, just like that. And we can just Oaken Form on the knights that we get. Menace Speaker. So this is the blue-green Merfolk deck, and it seems we're going to be in trouble very, very quickly. The Merfolk deck is one of the most aggressive decks, but it has not come back around. But hopefully, maybe rotation may make a difference, you know? Okay, so let's click done. So let's keep on our mono white plan. We're gonna be taking lots and lots of damage, and I don't think we'll win this one. Just they can go wide really, really quickly. Oh dear. Okay, well, we've got this History of Benalia. Let's create a 2/2. And I think we'll just have to like play this. Yes. Look at that. We got all these creatures on the board, and that's 4, 5, 6. That will bring us down to 3. We've got that. We've got this. We've got this. But we're trying to still actually cast some spells for our quest as well. So even if we're going to go down, we're going to go down fighting. And they're probably going to play this. Oh snap! Right here, yeah. Water Trap Weaver is one of the ones. That one taps only one creature, but there's also another creature that costs that's 4, another Merfolk, and taps the entire team. And let's suffer the damage here. And they got to play the entire hand by turn 5 and kill us. So let us go to the drawing board. We got to cast 2 white or green spells in that, right? Yeah, 2 white or green spells. Let's actually look at this just quick glance right here. So we started off with 3 Novice Knights, We have 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9 2-drops. 9 2-drops, and we haven't drawn a single 2-drop on turn 2 yet. That's pretty ridiculous. And then the rest are 3-drops, and that's understandable. However, I feel like I'm going to switch these out for a bit. I will edit it back, so I need to make sure I remember that the Greenwood Sentinels are these, actually no, I'm not going to do that. I'm going to just go back and just discard the changes, and let's just keep going as is, you know. We're going to stick to our plan, and our plan is to play all the decks as is, unless we create our own decks. Alright, so we are playing Nth. Yet again, no more 2-drops onto. Okay, so I'm just going to keep this. Put that planes to the bottom. Play this Tranquil Expanse. Oh, hey, some interaction. Look at that. Unfortunately, some of these leaves don't really interact. Sun Petal Grove. Let's play this Tranquil Expanse instead. Of course, now we're flooding on lands, and that's just amazing, you know. Especially against this Izzet deck with spells. End the turn. Just going to click past the turn, and it will skip everything, which is a problem at some points. So if you want to cast some spells during their turn, definitely do not hit the past turn button until you're for sure you're not going to do anything else. However, play this, and it lives. Unfortunately, it lives. However, I'm not sure if it will live till our next turn. And it does. So this says whenever you cast an aura spell that targets Druid of Horns, create a 3/3 green beast token. So they can't really stop us from targeting this and triggering its ability. So I'm going to go ahead and play Knight's Pledge and target the Druid of Horns. So we get a 3/3 out of it, and also a 5/5. So go ahead and attack that. And I'm sure they've got something up their sleeves, or not. Or not. I have a clue of what they're doing. I've got this 3/3, and I could just keep on targeting the Druid of Horns. However, looks like they're playing something with this Verdalian Arcanist. Banefire. They use a Banefire on that creature. That's great. Great for us, you know, especially when we're just land flooding right here. So just keep attacking here. They've only got one spell in their graveyard, and so Geeky Love Runner is going to stay a 1/2 for now. However, I mean, these spell decks, they can actually take over the game really quickly, so hopefully this here, if they decide to kill this, I can block with it as well. But I'd rather be on the aggressive plan because they only do 2 damage a turn for me. Eventually they're going to have to kill this, and then I'll get a 4/4 instead. Then they have to kill that 4/4 in order for them not to die. They're on a 4-turn clock if I don't draw anything else, and I'm on a 9-turn clock compared to them. But Johnny's Last Stand. Okay, so let's read this here. Okay, whenever a creature or planeswalker you control dies, you may sacrifice the Johnny's Last Stand. If you do, create a 4/4 white avatar token with flying. Whenever a spell or ability, so if I have to discard this, then I can actually discard this from my hand and create a 4/4 instead. However, I'm just going to do this, and also I'm just going to jam it, you know. go ahead and attack because I've got this novice knight here to defend, and if they want to block, then if they want to risk that I have a combat trick, they can. I'm going to hover over my hands to try to represent that I've got something, and they may not want to block if they're going to use the Enigma Drake. Oh, and success! So if you see these highlighted, so the cursor's over their hand right now, and so they're trying to pick out their spells. So if I'm hovering over these here, then you'll be able to see the outline. The opponent will be able to see the outline when they're playing against me. So if I'm hovering over this, they may think I have a combat trick, and so that actually got them to not block. That's really, really good. You know, they're like, why would he attack here if he can't? If he definitely, I have 4 toughness. Obviously, I can block his creature. Shivan Fire. Okay, so I get this 4/4 with flying. I will take that action. Hello, hi. I've got it looks like an Ugin Spirit, which is really funny. Ugin Spirit Dragon, sort of reminiscence to the Ugin Spirit Dragon. But this is Nicobolas. I think, yeah, this is Nicobolas, right? Johnny's Last Stand. So what he does, kind of a cool storyline, you know. So Johnny's standing up to Ugin, and he's trying to just destroy him or something like that. Johnny maybe, I don't know if Johnny dies or not, but the opponent's having a hard time comprehending this 4/4 flying right here, and they're about to run out of time. Fight with fire. Well, that is a way to deal with it. So now they're gemming in. Oh, very nice, very nice. So now I get to higher Majesty Cages and Enigma Drake. And then I'll just hold this card in my hand for now, just representing combat trick. So I just drew that, and then Avian Wind Mage. Interesting. But they've run out of instants and sorceries for them to actually get advantage with this. How I just keep drawing lands, and that's for an aura deck. That's a lot. That's not a lot of auras that I'm drawing. How at least whenever I play anything, I can cast anything I play, or anything I draw. That's, oh, bless you. They're going to kick it. 1, 2. So they're going to get in for 6 damage this turn. That's going to be a problem. Jeez. Well, I'm going to play this land and play this on this creature right here. And pass the turn. Going to block this. Good game, good game. I will be that kind of player. I don't want to be toxic and, like, you know, rage quit and all that stuff. However, there are sometimes it's really frustrating that I cannot, like, get something done or like get a combo out. And so, okay, so we've been recording for quite a long time right now, and I'm not sure I'll get to the 40 green and white spells with this real quick. So I think I'm going to end it right here, and I hope you guys have enjoyed everything, and perhaps we'll get to finishing off these quests. Well, I'm going to finish off these quests a little bit later on this week anyways. It's probably this weekend. And so next week we'll probably have a brand new set of quests and a new objective. Alright, so I will see you all next time.